Welcome to Wall Street Confidential. I'm Farnoosh Sharabi. Don't click anywhere else until you watch this entire video. At the end, you'll learn about a special offer where you can learn how to trade with Jim Cramer, a special offer. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, here is Jim Cramer with some more commentary on this market and how just the behavior. It's just been so erratic, Jim, these past few days.
What people, when times get tough, there are companies that try to gain share. It's when you can really change the order of things. When things are good, everybody kind of gets a lot of business. But when times get tough, as they are now, certain companies lose business and other companies gain business. Certain companies lose share, others gain. AT&T is very bent on, along with Verizon, wiping out Sprint. So when Sprint reports a number that looks like it's being wiped out, people sell Verizon and AT&T. Well, that's wrong. You know, this is a plan that these two have. Now, is it like, do I know the plan? I just know that they smell blood, so they go after Sprint. So people sell AT&T, Verizon, because they extrapolate what Sprint says. Now, Sprint is not going to say, look, we're bad. They say the industry's bad, but people get fooled by what Sprint says. They're very defensive. I see this over and over again. I saw it with Motorola. I mean, Motorola said point blank that the cell phone industry is very bad. No, it was very bad for Motorola. That's how Nokia got to 31. Ciena does an acquisition that's really bad for its shareholders, and then everyone thinks that Juniper's going to make an acquisition that's bad, but they didn't, or Cisco. So what I think people have to do is recognize that there are companies trying to gain share here. In some cases, like Ciena, it's going to hurt because they pay too much. In other cases, like Nokia, it's real share take, and like AT&T, it's real share take. So don't presume that every company that reports bad and then alibis is necessarily telling the truth. I mean, think about it. When you do poorly at school, the first thing you do is say everybody did badly on the test. Well, no, everybody didn't do bad. There's some guys who do better. We accept common sense analysis when we're away from stocks, but when we see stocks, we're just like, wow, I guess they all should go down. So what I'm urging people to do is be a little more skeptical when a company says an industry is bad. Schlumberger was like this too. I mean, Schlumberger, the industry's bad. Well, it's not bad for Transocean. But it is, Transocean's taking share here. But, look for share take. And the obvious one I always want people to remember is Motorola, because Motorola could not possibly admit how badly it's done. So it had to say the whole industry is bad. And that was the opportunity to buy Nokia, where the industry is good.
Absolutely. Industry as a
the classic one that I want to remind people of is that there was a period where Dayton Hudson, now Target, was doing well, and Dayton Hudson was doing poorly before the restructuring because they had Target and they had Dayton Hudson department stores, and they were always saying Dayton Hudson would report and say, well, business is really bad, and Kohl's, which was across the street, was saying business is really good. So, I mean, Dayton Hudson would say all retail's bad, and then Kohl's reported a good number. And the way you always want to remember this is to remember the cardinal thing that people always said, that people always respond to this, which is that it must have been raining on Dayton Hudson's side of the street, and it must have been sunny on Kohl's. That's the way to remember this, because it's a mistake that happens over and over again for people who just refuse to believe that management could be telling anything other than the truth.
Jim Cramer, thanks so much for that lesson. This is Wall Street Confidential. Stay tuned.
That's your action point. Take advantage of it.